Come on, yeah, you can come. They're gonna let us know when they're ready to go.
Here we are again.
Test. 3, 2, 1. End of test.
Are you guys ready now? Sorry about that, just 1 second.
By that clock on over there.
Everyone, please look right here and smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, is it ready? Okay, are you guys ready? Everyone ready?
Good morning. My name is Arlene Hunter, and on behalf of the mayor and the city of Bonita Springs, I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to give you an update with our community partners, the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the Bonita Springs Control and Fire Rescue District. We are here today with members of our City Council, Mayor Rick Steinmeier. With us is Carmine Marceno, Sheriff of Lee County, Congressman Byron Donalds, Deputy Mayor Mike Gibson, Council Member Amy Carumba, District 1, Council Member Jesse Purdon, District 2, Council Member Laura Carr, District 3, and District 6, Council Member Fred Forbes. Also with us today is Fire Commissioner Steve Lohan. As we prepare to face this Hurricane Ian together, we wanted to encourage you to stay your course, keep calm, and remain prepared. The City of Bonita Springs has been monitoring for over a week the hurricane, and we declared a local state of emergency yesterday afternoon. As you are aware, Lee County Emergency Management Center is calling for evacuations of Zone A and Zone B. Please be vigilant of our local weather stations, your local national media, and keep on top of the situation regarding your evacuation and the zone you are in. The county is currently under a hurricane warning, storm surge warning, and flood watch. Please continue to monitor the Lee County Emergency Operations website for updates. We are in close communication with our Lee County partners who are keeping us in touch with the National Weather Service. Although confidence in the track is still not absolute, this change means a higher level of storm surge becomes more likely in Lee County. The prediction is in the 5 to 10 foot range inside the previously projected 4 to 7 feet. The Imperial River in Bonita Springs is seasonally high, and residents in low-lying areas should take all precautions necessary and execute your plans at this time. If you have not already registered for Lee Alert Lee, now is the time to do so. Alert Lee and Lee County's mass notification system provided by Everbridge. The system delivers emergency notification via text, email, social media, and please sign up at www.alertlee.com. United Way is open for emergency information. Please dial 211, and they will also be available to answer any evacuation questions as well. City staff will be here to help navigate the storm. Updates will be shared on our city's Facebook page, the city's website, Bonita TV, and Channel 98. At this point, I'd like to ask Bonita Springs Fire Control and Rescue District Chief DeWitt to come forward to give you some additional updates.
Thank you, Arlene. We've been through a lot here at Bonita Springs. As we face Hurricane Ian, I know our experience will aid us in facing this. As we move forward, we will do the best we can. Right now, the Lee County Emergency Operations Center has open shelters. The following shelters are all pet friendly, and the locations are as follows: Dunbar High School, East Lee County High School, the Estero Recreation Center, Gateway High School, Hertz Arena, Island Coast High School, Oak Hammock Middle School, South Fort Myers High School, Varsity Lakes Middle School, Veterans Park Recreation Center. One thing to remember, if you are going to these shelters, you need to bring your own personal items. You need to bring enough medication for 3 to 4 days, a cot, and if you can, these are limited, there's limited space at these shelters. So if you can make other arrangements to be with family, please do so. 5 more shelters will be open at noon today. They are Manatee Elementary, Treeline Elementary, Tortuga Preserve Elementary, and Harns Marsh Elementary. Like, as I said before, if you're headed to these shelters, make sure you have a 3-day supply of food, water, and snacks. You'll also need pillows, sleeping bags, folding chair, medication, eyeglasses, any type of disinfectant wipes, toilet paper, 3 days of clothing, sleep mask, earplugs, anything you would normally have at your house, CPAP machine. Also, make sure that there's limited space for charging of your phone. So if you have extra batteries, extra charging ports, extra external batteries, please bring those. And again, I want to reiterate, pets are allowed at all the shelters. I know that people feel that pets are part of their family, so Lee County has taken that and pushed it forward that all shelters are open to pets.
Very good.
The other thing I'd like to mention is that right now, your Bonita Springs Fire Department and all the fire departments in Lee County, along with our partners at the Sheriff's Office, are ready to help. You've heard things on the news before that we're going to close down at 45 miles an hour. What that is, that's a rolling thing, that's a rolling number. So when it hits Bonita at 45, that means Bonita will shut down for a time period, but San Carlos, Estero, North Naples will still remain open, and it will be, your entire county will not be shut down when it hits 45 miles an hour. And then we will prioritize the calls. When the winds go down, we will then re-engage and go back out and help our citizens as they need. At this time, I'd like to introduce, man, he needs no introduction, Sheriff Marceno.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. First and foremost, there are things that we control and things we can't control. We do know that we are going to face this storm. And we look at this storm, first of all, safety and security is always number one. We look at this storm in 3 parts: before, during, and after. Before the storm, we want you to do everything you can. Your non-perishables, securing your house, and gathering your belongings, and making certain you're ready for what's coming your way, or possibly could be coming your way. During the storm is very important. Chief DeWitt, he spoke about it briefly. I want to reiterate. We want you to be in place. We want you to be in your safety zone, wherever that is. Because during the storm, once it is a sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, we no longer respond. That means if you call 911, and God forbid you need assistance during that time frame, we are not going to respond until it is safe to do so. So that's why we need you to be in a safe, secure place. And make certain that the second we can, not 1 second hesitated, we are going to be out in full force, prioritizing calls for service and going out again and handling everything that we need to do. Again, safety is number one. After the storm, we ask that if you don't need to be out, please don't be out. We need, all of us, to assess the entire county. We need to assess the roadways, look for down power lines. It might look sunny, it might look beautiful, but there are so many hazards out there that we have to assess and give the green light for people to be clear. We want you to be safe, so we don't want you wandering or getting into something that could hurt you. We want you to stay in place until we say it's clear. And we will do that, and that includes all our bridges. We're going to let them naturally flow, but we're monitoring everything, not only in the patrol side, but utilizing our real-time intelligence center and technology to see those intersections, to see those bridges, and it's constant. I will tell you, we're very blessed in Lee County. At every level, we work together to serve the great residents of this county and serve the highest level of service. Just spoke to our county manager, Roger DeJarlais, and our county commissioners. We are so blessed to have them. They have worked very, very hard on clearing the waterways in Bonita, so these streams of water and bodies of water do not have debris in them, so that if and when we get that floodage or water, there's no blockage. Okay, our great governor, Ron DeSantis, we've been in constant communication, and he has obviously put a lot of funds towards making certain that we keep these roadways clear and do the best we can that's to keep them free of flooding. Okay, and of course, most importantly, law and order. Senator Scott, Senator Rubio, we just spoke on the way here. At every level, government is coming together to ensure that no matter what comes our way, the great residents of this county and the great residents of the state of Florida, no matter where you are going to be safe. And I can tell you this, specifically here in Bonita, we have seen different, in the past we've learned from different things. We are ready for everything that comes our way. We have swamp buggies, we have boats, we have helicopters that are all secured. We are ready for whatever comes our way. We're proactive and we're working as a team. Please help us help you. Please help us keep you safe. And we are going to get past this. Let's just make this storm go by, and let's make certain that we do what we need to do to keep law and order in this county. And again, safety is always going to be number one. I'll introduce a man that, again, doesn't need an introduction, Congressman Byron Helms.
Thank you, Sheriff. Real quick, everybody, if you've never been through a storm in Southwest Florida before, we know we have a lot of new residents. The number one thing we want to preach to you is to be calm. We've been through this event several times, obviously Hurricane Irma a few years ago, and we've seen this before. The number one thing to be assured of is that we have some of the best infrastructure in the country for having to manage and deal with storms. So as everybody has said before, when this storm comes, please shelter in place, be in that safe place, and please wait for the storm to fully pass. Second thing, please make sure you go register right now at www.alertlee.com. That is www.alertlee.com. Last thing, please make sure you have all of the supplies you need right now. If you have a plan to get through the storm, please go ahead and execute your plan right now. Do not wait. What I really wanted to communicate is that we are on the phone. We've been on the phone with Kevin Guthrie under the leadership of Governor Ron DeSantis. Emergency management in the state of Florida is prepared. Our local emergency offices here in Lee County, they are prepared. We want to make sure you are prepared. Do not take this storm surge lightly. During the last hurricane, there was a real concern about, I believe at the time it was 5 to 10 feet of storm surge, 5 to 7 feet during Irma. And that actually, the storm broke down. That did not occur. That does not look like what's happening with this storm. Please take the storm surge warnings very, very seriously. It is important that if you're in Zone A and Zone B, if you please evacuate. And we, again, don't want to take this lightly. Please evacuate those zones. Get to a safe area. Allow emergency management to get roads cleared for water to subside. If you evacuate, please make sure you check with Lee County Government, alertlee.com, before you return. The number one thing we want to make sure is that the roads are clear, they are safe, that there are no power lines down before you come back into the area. That's if you're evacuating. But please be safe. Please take this storm seriously. We're going to get through this like we get through so many storms here in Southwest Florida because we have the team, we have the leadership, we have the resources, and we definitely have the preparation. So please be safe. I want to thank all of my counterparts here for all the work that they've done in pre-planning that we're going to do through this storm and everything to get our way of life back in shape when this storm passes. So everybody, please be safe.
Do we have any questions?
Want to take any questions? So we'll close it out with any questions from anybody?
Just what's the main message for those residents who are living close to the Imperial River? Obviously, with the storm surge, there have been plenty of warnings.
The message for us, for those that, what's the message for the people that are living near the waterways, the Imperial River? As the Congressman said, please listen, okay? Don't wait. If you feel, obviously, that you live near a waterway, and obviously we're asking mandatory evacuations, that doesn't mean we're knocking on everybody's door and forcing them out of their house. That means that we want you to listen to us. This storm is serious, and it's very unpredictable at this point in time. So we always want to think worst case scenario and move forward. And we're ready for everything. So my message to them and our message to them is get to somewhere that's safe until this storm passes by. Always err on the side of caution, because once that storm hits, you're not able to move. Once it hits 45 miles an hour, we're not able to respond, and we don't want that to happen. So go to a loved one's house, go to a shelter, go somewhere else, wherever it is, outside that cone or the potential cone, and just be safe, and then you can come right back. But when we say it's clear, that's very important because we want to keep our roadways clear so we can properly assess them as quickly as possible, so the less vehicles on the road, and we let the emergency medical professionals and the emergency law enforcement professionals, and everybody comes together with our fire department, we can assess very quickly and move forward. But we need that, we need people to listen to that, it's very important.
Sheriff, if there's 45 miles an hour wind and you can't respond because it's not safe, they should still call and report the problem so that when the time comes that they can respond, they're on the list.
Absolutely. So the question is, or the information is, if it is 45 miles an hour, sustained winds, and we come off the streets, like, the chief said and I said, still call, okay, so we can have that call waiting in a priority capacity so that the second we are clear, we're going to be answering calls immediately. We're not going to wait 1 second. The second we are able to safely respond, we will do so. And again, there's great residents here in Lee County, in Southwest Florida, in the state of Florida. We are all here together. This is not our first storm. It's not going to be our last storm, but we want people to work with us as a team. You got great people in great places that have all the tools and resources to ensure.
If I may add real quick, when talking about they're calling us and we'll be taking those calls and prioritizing them as they come. We're partners with the sheriff office. We're going to have 15 to 18 sheriffs at our facility along with all the firefighters there. So as soon as the sheriff said, as soon as the winds go down to less than 45 miles an hour, we're out on the streets, assessing, doing windshield assessments and prioritizing those calls.
Any other questions?
I'd like to applaud our team.
Thank you.